It's a sweltering evening in the River City. Welcome to Jacksonville. Some technical difficulties, so excuse us as we join our game. 5th minute in, still 0-0 between Jacksonville and the visitors, Florida Roots SC. As Jacksonville comes close, Angus Taylor shooting just wide. Mike Jenkins with Jamal Johnson calling the action for you this evening from a sweltering Jacksonville where it's hot and steamy all day long, and there is the potential for some rain later on this evening. Jacksonville will have a corner kick. Corner kick will be taken by number 8, Toby McCallum. We'll get the lineups to you shortly as the game continues on. JJ, what are we looking for tonight in this contest against Roots?
Attacking prowess. Obviously, the front three that they've got out today, a little bit youthful. Tyler Richardson getting an opportunity to show himself this evening. Gabriel Giuliano, obviously. Angus Taylor down the middle. I think there's enough to be able to cause problems for any team in the league, and Florida Roots are going to be in a lot of trouble if they are to give them some time to sort of build up and gain that momentum that we love to see from the Armada.
One thing we saw from Jacksonville on Wednesday night as they defeated Tallahassee was they didn't have a lot of possession, and they hit Tallahassee a lot on the counter. Tonight it looks like it's going to be the exact opposite, where Jacksonville's going to have a lot of possession. They're going to have to try to break down Florida Roots SC as they sit pretty deep in their own end. Here's Micah Thomas for Jacksonville. Looking long and across for Angus Taylor. Headed out by Bourne, but only to Richardson, who shoots right at the keeper. Keeper tonight for Florida Roots SC, that's Hakan Utesh in net for the fellas from Panama City Beach on the Gulf Coast.
Massive opportunity there. Just think he had a little bit less time than he actually did. He's in acres of space. Could have had a touch, could have taken another touch and then found his spot, but rushed it. Did manage to get it on target, but you expect a lot more from a lad like that.
Ball played out wide to Gabi Adriano. One-on-one. Now tries to take on two defenders and does. Still with possession. Continues to dribble, looking for some assistance. Plays it out for Bowman, who plays it back to Reynolds. Bowman swings it wide to Micah Thomas, his counterpart, as those are the starting two wingbacks tonight. That's Angus Taylor for Jacksonville. Taylor plays it to Adriano, tries to beat a defender and cannot. That defender for Florida Roots SC was Jake McKettrick, the veteran, multiple years with Florida Roots SC. Here comes Jacksonville again. McKettrick pokes it out. Gets it out to Lucas Boudon. Boudon, center midfielder for Florida Roots SC, plays it out. Nice cutback by Kofi Holiday for Florida Roots as he tries to play it wide. It's going to be cut off by Bowman. Played to McCallum by Linus Dahl, and now out to Gabi Adriano. Adriano keeps it in play. Again on the attack, taking Hunter Hall on one-on-one, beats him. Chips it forward. Here's Angus Taylor, who loses possession. The ball's cleared by Diego Mora for Florida Roots SC. Florida Roots SC is now on the attack. As they look and they have a man, here's Holiday. Micah Thomas gets back for Jacksonville, though, and makes a touch and pushes it over the end line. It's going to be a Florida Roots SC corner kick. One of the things we'll have to look out for tonight is Florida Roots SC hitting Jacksonville on the counter, as they're going to be giving the Armada a lot of possession.
Massive opportunity there. I mean, on the break, end-to-end stuff early on in the game, 8 minutes in, we seem to be having chances already. Florida Roots do look like they're a little bit pacey on the counter-attack. Holiday looks like he's able to make something happen if he does get the ball.
Here's McKettrick, sends it in, near post. Ball's headed out by the Armada. Florida Roots takes a shot, sends it over. I believe that was the defender Diego Mora who sent it over the crossbar. That will be a Armada goal kick. Nice play there by the Armada's number 28, Arton Redmore, the big fella. 6'3", 215-pounder, playing at left back for Jacksonville. It's McCallum looking long for Gabi Adriano, plays it too far, and that will be a Florida Roots SC throw-in.
Yeah, but both teams early on do seem to be a little bit labored in their approach, and with that being said, it's probably due to the temperature out there. It's a hot night here in Jacksonville, as you said, Mike, but at the same time you still have to remember the technical part of the game and the fundamentals. When you are in possession, you want to be able to connect passes. But I mean, as we settle into the game, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more quality on the.
The Armada played on Wednesday night, so they're playing on some short rest, and you see 6 changes in the lineup this evening in the 18 for Jacksonville, many of those in the starting lineup. For example, the man heading the ball right now, Micah Thomas, he didn't start on Wednesday night. He got a rest. They're sprinkled throughout the lineup tonight, whether it's Gabi Adriano with the ball now or Tyler Richardson on the far side, another couple of Armada players who did not play the other night or were not in the starting lineup. And here comes Florida Roots SC.
But that's the thing, Mike. You're looking at players that haven't started. You're looking at players that have been out of the side, that might have been on the fringe of things. This is a huge opportunity for them to show themselves. I know it's only 10 minutes in, and I might be being a little bit overly critical, but you want to see them really working. Get on the ball, movement, urgency, front three. We've seen a 4v3 breakaway twice in this game already, and the movement. You want a lot more movement from the lads, right?
Jed Bowman picks it up for the Armada and throws it long, looking for Richardson, trying to hold off Mora. Mora dispossesses him, and here comes Florida Roots as they break down the sideline. Foul on the Armada's Toby McCallum by number 22, Lucas Boudon. We'll give the Armada a free kick. That pace down the left side of the field with Ricards Bushmeister, who is Florida Roots' leading scorer with 4 goals this season. You've seen them try to reach him a couple of times now on quick counters. That's something that the Armada's back 3, which is very different than it was the other night, is Zach Reynolds gets the start at right back and Gavin Penzone gets the start at center back. Richardson heads it down to Gabi Adriano, who's now switched sides of the field. 1-on-2. Crosses.
Love it. Oh!
Goal! Jacksonville!
That's exactly what you want to see. Brilliant stuff. Down the right-hand side. Completely just undid him on the down the left-hand side here and put a beautiful cross in that Tyler Richardson's got on the end of.
I believe it was Angus Taylor, number 11. I think Richardson stepped over. The ball goes right through him, and Taylor, standing behind him, is able to bang it in for the 1-0 lead in the 12th minute for the Armada. Just what the doctor ordered, an early start, an early goal for the Armada to put them up 1-0 and give this young group that the Armada have put out there tonight a lot of confidence. Taylor's second goal this week as he had one on Wednesday night against Tallahassee.
Brilliant there from Tyler Richardson, just to be able to have that, awareness that he's got his teammate in behind him. Little look over his shoulder before it's come in, dummy, and then the finish. Nice, cool, calm, and composed, putting Armada up 1-0 with 12 minutes in.
Here's McCallum. Plays it wide to Bowman. Finds Richardson, tries to find Bowman again. Bowman's going to beat the defender.
Oh.
Bowman crosses, look for Taylor. Off Taylor's foot. Micah Thomas wrangles that ball for the Armada. Plays it in. Here's Richardson with a back touch. McCallum just wide. Fantastic, exquisite touch by Richardson. Putting it back for McCallum, who rips it wide from about 15 yards out as the Armada go knocking on the door once again.
This is a little bit more like it. I might have to start games more like this. A little bit critical in the beginning, and then he just gets the points.
I think you were saying you were being overly critical earlier. I think that sparked these guys to all of a sudden look very, very impressive as we see an early substitution for Florida Roots. That is number 5, Hunter Hall, who comes off. He looked like he was limping. And you're going to see Christopher Adedevo is now added to the back line for Florida Roots. Once again, early substitution by the Roots as it looked like Hall came off injured.
Might have been just what they needed, though. That little spark. Now there's just a little bit more urgency to the play. Even with second balls going down now, players are getting in and around it. Look, getting their bodies in the way.
Bowman finds Linus Dahl to Penzone. Now to Micah Thomas. The Armada are moving it. Gabi Adriano tries to win that ball and does. Plays it back for Redmore. All the way back to Penzone. To Reynolds. Looking long for Bowman.
Love the movement there.
Bowman's going to get on it. Flag stays down. Bowman crosses it for Taylor. Save by Utesh. One-on-one against Taylor.
Unbelievable movement there from Bowman. Checked into feet, flipped it in behind from him. Fantastic ball, brilliantly weighted, and then a ball inside. He really should be getting on the end of that. I think he might have just got ahead of it, really, but the linesman's not been able to see it. But either way, fantastic play from the Armada.
As the Armada maintain possession, here's McCallum. Finds Reynolds. Gabi Adriano looking wide, looking for Micah Thomas. Headed out last second by Mora, but only as far as Dahl for the Armada. To McCallum. As the Armada apply pressure. Gabi Adriano tries to get around Adavoda.
Oh, big lad to get around as well.
Boudon comes over to play it for Florida Roots, tries to clear it, only gets it as far as Bowman. Bowman crosses, looking far post. Nobody there except Mora for Florida Roots, who heads it out of play, looking for a respite from this Armada pressure. That goal sparked these guys into attack mode for the Armada, and they have not relented on this pressure early since the goal by Beef Angus Taylor.
Great finish.
Here's Micah Thomas. It's going to be a throw for Florida Roots.
I think one of the slight adjustments that's been made is in possession. Jed Bowman's getting a lot of time and space down this right-hand side, and they've just been able to push him forward. Not much going on from Florida Roots' left-hand side, so why not get him beyond?
Callum pushes out wide for Bowman, who finds Gabi Adriano, looking for a runner, finds Taylor. Taylor gets onto it, gets pushed outside. Here's Gabi Adriano. Back for Taylor. Loses possession. Here's Bushmeister. Plays it up. That's Howard. Correction. That's Gonzalo La Chica for Florida Roots SC.
Oh, good feed.
Beats Bowman. Tries to play it across, but Bowman gets to it and knocks it out of play for a Florida Roots throw-in. 18th minute here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of UNF here in Jacksonville. Looks over the top. Braswell has to come out for the Armada and makes a play on it. Kofi Holiday is trying to get to the end of that cross from Boudon. Played it deftly over the back line, and Cam Braswell had to come out and make a very nice save, his first of the evening. As Taylor heads it forward, and Richardson bowled over by Mora. Whistle comes, but doesn't look like anything else will come of it. As Richardson was coming across the field and had a shoulder straight to the back, they killed that play. Be an Armada free kick.
I mean, you'd think the referee would want to have a word with him with an opportunity through on goal. I mean, Florida Roots, number 4.
Christopher Adadevo.
Looked like he might have been able to make up the ground, maybe, possibly, but, I mean, Tyler Richardson is well in favor there.
Yeah. I thought you might have seen card. It's early. Maybe the ref decided to keep it in his pocket. But I think it definitely warranted at least a conversation. Adadevo clears it out for Florida Roots. It'll be an Armada throw. Talking about some of the newcomers tonight into the lineup, guys like Micah Thomas. We've seen him multiple times on the ball. We've seen Linus Dahl involved in the midfield. Seen Zach Reynolds involved on the back line. And then obviously Gabi Adriano has been great so far. Here's Dahl with a shot off the crossbar. Back out, Dahl tries to play it back in. Cleared by Mora. Great hit by Linus Dahl off the crossbar. Spares Florida Roots a second goal.
I think the goalkeeper might have got a little nick on that as well, a little fingertip. Linus Dahl looks lively down the middle though. Looks like he wants to get hold of the ball, wants to be involved. He's getting forward, he's getting back. Looks like a player you'd want to have in your team. Got some real purchase on that strike as well.
Reynolds plays it back to Braswell, who passes out and finds Dahl. Dahl plays it wide. Reynolds looks up for Taylor. Dispossessed. That's Philip Harder for Florida Roots. Back to Adadevo. Plays it all the way back to the keeper, Utesh. Be interesting to see on replay if Utesh got his hand to that. He may have got a finger to it. Push it on the crossbar. Great hit by Linus Dahl, though. Almost makes it 2-0 Armada. Braswell with his first start of the summer for the Armada. Plays it out to Penzone. Over to Reynolds. McCallum. To Reynolds, who looks deep for Taylor. Can't get it to him. And Florida Roots is dispossessed by Adriano. Tries to play a through ball to Micah Thomas. Nice step in by McKettrick to keep that away from Micah Thomas. Here's Florida Roots moving forward. Here's Bushmeister. Tries to go around Bowman. His touch takes the ball out of play, though, and it will be a Armada throw-in. Second matchup this season between these two squads. First one happened in Panama City, Florida on May 13th, where the Armada won by a score of 7-2. 6 second-half goals sunk Florida Roots SC that evening. Florida Roots needs to keep this close early. If they fall into a hole, this could be something that gets pretty ugly pretty quick.
I think it's definitely a game where Armada need to be keeping on the pressure, piling on the pressure, send 3 up to press the ball. In situations like this, just get high. There's no reason at all for you to, need to be sitting back against a team like this. This is a game where you want to pick up points. It's a game you want to get goals, get confidence, build confidence of players that have been on the fringe of things, and give them the opportunity to really get some minutes where they're making an impact, some impactful minutes.
Here's Richardson for the Armada. Plays it to Dahl. Reynolds to McCallum. Turns his defender. McCallum's going to hit it from distance over the crossbar, and that will be a Florida Roots goal kick. Seeing the confidence grow from the Armada, taking some shots from distance. Guys that are making moves on and off the ball, looking for the ability to test this Florida Roots back line. And as they keep pounding shots at the net, that's something that shows that growth of confidence in a young team.
I like this lineup with Dahl and McCallum in the middle. Toby McCallum, he looks like a very confident lad, strong in the tackle, wants to get forward. Linus Dahl complements him well on the ball as well, so should be able to see a lot more from them too in this game.
Here's Adriano, running at defenders again. Meggs one, puts it to Taylor. Taylor's going to hit it high and over the crossbar. Nice play by Adriano there to set up Taylor. Taylor gets another shot on goal. That one just a little bit high. It'll be a Florida Roots goal kick. Section 904 pumping up the noise down in their section, cheering on the Armada. They were in full volume on Wednesday night as the Armada defeated Tallahassee by a score of 2-1. Here's Halliday. Bushmeister. Crosses towards the center, headed out by Penzone. Further out by McCallum to Adedevo, who sends it back in for Florida Roots. Out by Reynolds. Adriano gets a piece of it. Taylor looked to play it back to Adriano, who was impeded by number 10 for Florida Roots, Philip Harder, and couldn't get to it. Ball rolled out. Florida Roots gets possession. Here's Harder. Here's David Bourne for Florida Roots. Adedevo. Finds LaChica, who finds Holiday. Plays it forward to Howard. The hulking center forward for Florida Roots is dispossessed by Gavin Penzone for the Armada, who plays it over the end line. That'll be a Florida Roots corner kick.
He seems to come away there with a little bit of a knock on his ankle, but he's got his body in the way fantastically well. Gavin Penzone had a good start to the game. The back three, in fact, have had a decent start to the game.
Corner kick for Florida Roots. Played far post. Headed.
What a save that is.
Braswell with a tremendous save. One-handed punch as he gets that away. It'll be another Florida Roots corner kick, but that one looked intended just inside the far post. Braswell's intervention saves a goal, keeps this a 1-0 game.
He's got up really well and got himself behind that. Put the keeper in a little bit of trouble. Ended up almost in the back of the net himself, but he's got his hand on it. Fantastic save. He's going
another corner. This one headed for the penalty spot. Oh. Headed up and over, but there's going to be a foul whistled on Florida Roots, and it will be an Armada free kick. Cam Braswell has played for the Armada before. Played for him last season. 6 foot, 21-year-old from Jacksonville, Florida, Fletcher High School alum. Played 2 years at Florida Atlantic and transferred recently to Georgia Southern. Played in 11 games for the Armada with a .72 goals against average and 6 clean sheets in those games for Jacksonville over the last few seasons. Florida Roots looks to up the pressure. Here's Boudon, dispossessed by Reynolds, but out of bounds. Be a Florida Roots throw-in.
Yeah, I think these are the areas that I think Florida Roots are really going to be, well, they probably have large emphasis on as a team, in particularly because of the way that they do sit back and try and absorb a lot of pressure.
Out of Devo, plays it back for Bourne, looking long. Mike Thomas gets his head to it. Played forward by Howard. Now played out by Redmore. Harder gets to it for Florida Roots, but can't keep it in. It will be an Armada throw-in. Here's Thomas. Looking for Taylor. Taylor lets it go. It's played out by Mora for Florida Roots. Played right back in by the Armada. And Harder comes into possession for Florida Roots. Plays it back for Mora. He's going to play it up for Halliday. Halliday's shown good wheels already tonight on multiple occasions. Dispossessed by Micah Thomas, but whistle is blown for an Armada foul on Thomas. That's going to be a Roots free kick.
It's a light one. Extremely light one.
'27th minute here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida. 1-0 Armada on an Angus Taylor goal earlier in the first half. Armada have enjoyed most of the possession, but Florida Roots has seen a number of chances. I would call them half chances and even one quality chance that Braswell saved to get back in this game. Here is Angus Taylor.
Good pace, lad.
Beats Boudon. Still running. Is David Bourne. Tries to get in his way. Plays it for Richardson. McCallum out to Thomas. Thomas looking for somebody on the cross. Bourne tries to play it out. Goes out to Christensen. Adriano Christensen plays it for McCallum, who shoots, and it's saved by Utesh.
Brilliant breakaway move there. Angus Taylor looks like a threat when he gets his legs moving on the breakaway.
He's playing with a lot more confidence. Early in the season, he struggled. He had some, great chances in early games this season as they try to play Bowman in deep. Bushmeisters goes all the way back and is tracking Bowman. Is able to play it out. That's going to be an Armada corner kick. Nice run there by Bowman. Good tracking back by Bushmeisters to play that one out.
Well, yeah, you were saying Angus Taylor.
Yeah, he struggled a little bit earlier this season in terms of finishing. And in these past few games that I've seen him at home, he's growing in confidence, and he's making good runs, and he's putting himself in good positions to finish. And now he has. He's 2 goals in the last 2 games. You can see he's playing with a lot more confidence.
I mean, a goal will do that for you, but I mean, with the energy that he's showing tonight, he looks like he's going to get a few more.
Here's the corner by Dahl. Here's McCallum for the Armada as the ball's played out, and back now into Dahl. Dahl crosses, looking for Taylor, can't find him. There's Redmore, who tries to shoot it on net, shoots the floater, and Utesh takes it for Florida Roots. Plays it out, looking for Halliday, finds him. Halliday one-on-one with Penzone. Going to find McKettrick. McKettrick running at the defense, running at Redmore. There's Linus Dahl. Correction, that's McCallum with the sliding tackle, gets the ball. Nice play by the center midfielder for the Armada. Here's Dahl. Taylor. Played long and over the top. That was Penzone playing up. Looking for Adriano making a run, and Adriano didn't make the run. Utesh collects for Florida Roots.
Great tackle there from McCallum. Something that he offers for the team, just a bit of grit, bit of determination, doesn't want to get beat, puts his body in the way.
Ball's played out of play. That'll be an Armada throw as Bowman walks to collect. (1-0) Jacksonville on a goal by Angus Taylor early on in this first half. So Adriano plays it wide. Redmore tries to get to it. The ref had whistled a foul. It will be an Armada free kick. Big game tonight in the Gulf Coast Conference, as the Armada are looking to potentially move into solo second and even potentially a tie for first. If they get the 3 points tonight, they'll tie Southern States SC, who's idle tonight, and that will give them obviously the impetus to continue to push forward and hopefully win a third consecutive Gulf Coast Conference title. Armada lose it. Here's Bushmeister. Plays it forward off of Harder. Here's Halliday. Halliday running at the defense for Florida Roots. Continues in possession. Tries to take on Bowman, and Bowman is able to dispossess Halliday, but the ball will roll out for a Florida Roots throw-in.
On the ball, Halliday does look like a threat. A little bit of pace, left-footed, able to find those little spaces, willing to run, an honest runner, wants to get on the ball.
He's been all over the field tonight for
Absolutely.
Florida Roots.
Absolutely.
Here's McKettrick, dispossessed by Thomas. Tries a back heel, doesn't work. McKettrick regains possession. Headed out by Penzone on the attempted cross by Florida Roots. McKettrick tries to play it across, looking for Bushmeister, and Adriano steps in. Adedevo sliding tackle for Florida Roots, but the play is whistled dead. Foul on Bushmeister or Boudon. According to the referee, it'll give the Armada a free kick.
According to the referee, is right.
I don't know if I saw much of a foul there, but we'll go with the referee on that one. Here's McCallum. Tries to play it long and through. Adedevo, who steps in and plays it forward for Harder to Boudon. Here's Bushmeister to Boudon. All the way back to Bourne. Adedevo. Tries to play it forward and does. Ball's chested down and Boudon is onto it. Bushmeister plays it forward. Back to Boudon.
Good build-up.
McCallum tries a sliding tackle. Can't get there. Boudon tries to play it over the top. LaChica. The referee blows his whistle as the assistant referee on the far side had his flag up for offsides. Looked like LaChica beat his man in by a step or two early. Good build-up by Florida Roots. Absolutely, as they look to attack.
Absolutely, yeah, and it just shows you when they are given time on the ball, if you do think you can take a breather, they are capable and more than willing to take those opportunities. Just a couple yards offside, he's strayed, but fantastic little entry pass to get him in behind.
Here's Braswell for the Armada. Reynolds looks upfield. Plays it to Redmore. Here's Richardson. Plays it through for Thomas.
So not 3v3.
Thomas runs at the defender and beats him.
3v2.
Here's Thomas. Tries to play it. Here's Adriano. Shot, save, rebound. Angus Taylor.
There it is.
Goal! Jacksonville.
And just as we were talking about building your confidence with a goal, he gets himself on the score sheet again. Angus Taylor, right place, right time. Fantastic work there from the front three.
You're going to see Micah Thomas beats Mora, crosses it off of one Roots defender. The goalie makes a great save, and you're going to see that Taylor bangs it in off the rebound off of Mora, the defender for Florida Roots, to make it 2-0 Jacksonville in the 34th minute. And Angus is second of the game. His brace. Confidence is riding high for the young man, JJ.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? It's just willing running. It's being willing to run, being able to get in behind people. Micah Thomas there showing his ability to do just that. has been able to open up Florida Roots. Right people, right time, in the right areas, and you get yourself goals. That's the name of the game, especially in the final third.
Thomas's willingness to take on Mora there is what opened up that play. That individual effort by Thomas to get forward is eventually what got that whole play started. There's a cross by Florida Roots. It's going to be out of play. That was Halliday. Redmore slid in. The ref judged that Redmore didn't touch it. That will be a Armada goal kick. 2-0 Jacksonville over Florida Roots. 35th minute here, 36th minute here at Hodges Stadium in North Florida. Here's Adriano. Once again, dribbling at the defense. Here's Richardson.
Have a go, mate.
Richardson shoots high and wide. That's going to be a Florida Roots goal kick. Tyler Richardson, young man from Jacksonville, plies his trade at Ponte Vedra High School. The 18-year-old USF commit, play at USF next year. Is also a JFC U-19 MLS Next player. He got some probably pretty cool experience to play in the Open Cup this year. Played 2 games in the Open Cup with the Armada. He got to play with a phenomenal forward, guy by the name of Jamal Johnson.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Charles Alundy.
You've seen
I actually, you know what? I'll tell you, I actually shared a room with him. We shared a room with him down there as well. Obviously, being teammates, we travel to these different places on away games, and they put the old guy with the young guy, basically.
So he had to room with you, huh?
Yeah. But no, he did. He's a fantastic lad. Very, very hard working. Always first in, last out type of attitude. He's a good professional on his way. And I'm very, very happy for him to be in the position that he's in.
Halliday hits the free kick, and Braswell comes and collects for the Armada and gets it out quickly. Here is Adriano. Plays it back for Richardson. Now he plays it down the wing, or attempted to play it down the wing for Adriano, but it's going to roll back to Utesh for Florida Roots, who plays it forward. McCallum controls for the Armada. Here's Micah Thomas. Back to McCallum. Here's Reynolds. Finds Taylor. Tries to find Dahl, but it only goes as far as Harder for Florida Roots, and the ball is played all the way back to Utesh. Plays it for Harder. Out to Adedevo. Plays it forward. Finds Lochica. Lochica loses possession. That's going to be an Armada throw-in. And here's Bowman for the Armada looking to throw it in.
You know the thing that the Armada do seem to have? They do seem to have a lot of attacking options. And when they are put in the positions, they are able to combine. They are, functional. There's a lot of mobility up there, whether it is this pairing or trio that they've got up there now in the 4-3-3, or whether it is, Vaccaro or, the likes of Vaccaro. Coimbra coming in off the right-hand side, left-footed. It's like you've got so many options, and when they do get in their groove, when they do find their flow, they are able to just create and just be lethal in that final third. It's great to see.
Here's Halliday. Tries to play it back. Harder tries to get to it, but Dahl beats him there. The Armada are off. Here's Richardson. Tries to keep it in play and does.
Brilliant.
And then it eventually goes out off of Richardson. It will be a Florida Roots throw. Great hustle by the young man out of Ponte Vedra High School.
It's just what you're going to get from him. He's just hard working. He's an hard working lad. He does like to get forward, but he'll also do the job of coming back in as well, which is just, it's an asset to any team.
Mora sends it in. Nobody on the end of that from Florida Roots as Braswell collects. On a Wednesday night when we played Tallahassee, it was Vaccaro and Coimbra being holy terrors on the counterattack for the Armada, playing the left and right wings. They were fantastic on Wednesday night, both on the bench for the Armada tonight. Maybe come on later if needed, if necessary.
I think
Here's Florida Roots. Here's Lochica. Plays it for Boudon. Boudon tries to cross it in off of McCallum. It's going to go back to Adriano, to Bowman, who just plays it out of play. I think he was trying to chip it to Adriano, and it just went out of bounds. That's going to be a Florida Roots throw, and they get it to Harder. Adedevo. As Florida Roots looks to reset and plays it all the way back to Bourne. Back to Adedevo. Back to Bourne as the Armada push up. Angus Taylor gets his foot. Here is Tyler Richardson. Plays it for Dahl. Dahl's going to hit it over the crossbar and wide. That's going to be a Florida Roots goal kick. Another opportunity on a turnover for the Armada to put a third one on the board before the end of this first half.
He's definitely not scared of taking a chance, is he? Dahl, when he gets himself in those positions, he's more than willing to put his foot over the ball and just shoot.
Rattling the crossbar earlier with a missile. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll give you that that added emphasis, that added momentum to want to put some more shots on net. Here's Utesh for Florida Roots. Adriano goes up forward and misses it. Adedevo pokes it forward, but McCallum intercepts for the Armada.
Brilliant stuff.
Plays it down for Adriano. Running to Adedevo. Gets by and plays it back. Here's Taylor. Looking for help and finds Adriano. Flag goes up. So Adriano came back from an offside position. And he's whistled for offsides. Utesh will take the free kick for Florida Roots. 42nd minute. Hodges Stadium here on the campus of UNF in Jacksonville. 2-0 Armada over Florida Roots SC. Played long and over the top. It's the big man, Howard, for Florida Roots, gets his head to it, but Penzone is going to possess it. Tries to play it through to Thomas, can't get it there. Richardson does dispossess Mora, and Richardson's off to the races. With space, Richardson tries to play it to another Armada attacker. Can't do it. Here's Taylor. Plays it for Thomas. McKettrick pushes it out. That ball is going to go out for a Armada corner kick.
Not Jags. Unreal. I think Tyler Richardson just let the ball get away from himself on the breakaway. 5v2. Wasn't able to find somebody. Ball dropped out to McCallum. Didn't get the purchase on the shot, but we've ended up with a corner here and pressure mounting on this Florida Roots team coming into the last few minutes.
Callum to take the corner for the Armada. Short, near post, poked out. Taylor tries to get to it, can't. And here come Florida Roots. Here's Boudon. Plays it out for McKettrick. Looking long, far side. Was looking for Harder. Headed out by Reynolds. Here's Howard for Florida Roots. Reynolds steps in and dispossesses Florida Roots and now is on the counter himself. This is a 4-on-3 for the Armada. Reynolds looks wide, finds Richardson, cuts it back. Here's Reynolds. Takes on one defender. 2 fouls on that play. Take your pick. Bourne's going to get the yellow card as the second foul is going to be the one whistle, but 2 Armada players are down. Richardson down and Reynolds down as Reynolds gets up. This is going to be a free kick in a very dangerous spot right outside the 18.
It looks just like Florida Roots are trying to put numbers forward. But the problem with that is when they haven't got the disciplined players in the middle to be able to help out their back line. They're just out on their feet right now at the back, I feel like. Constant pressure.
The early substitution.
Absolutely.
You look at Hunter Hall coming off early. And Adedevo, stepping in.
Don't think he expected it.
Yeah, I think you're looking at an opportunity now for the Armada to attack a weakened Florida Roots back 4.
Absolutely.
And they have. And Florida Roots been under pressure for most of this first half as the Armada look to take this free kick.
Yeah.
Hopefully bang home another one in the 44th minute here.
Yeah, there's blood in the water. Get yourself on the score sheet. It's one of them games.
It's 4 Armada players stepping over it. Each one of them wants it. Looks like it's going to be Taylor who takes it. Here's the kick. Taylor shoots!
Oh.
Just wide of the right post. It's going to be a Florida Roots goal kick. Got to love the confidence, man, going for the hat trick first half. rips it just wide of that right post. Keeper was frozen in place. He was not going to get to that ball if it was on net. Here's Utesh. Ball headed by Howard. Headed forward. Penzone gets it. It's tripped up, but gets it back to Braswell. Plays it to Reynolds. Tries to play it for Taylor. Pressured by Bourne. Played to Bowman. Bowman to Adriano. Adriano looking for Dahl. Finds him. Who finds McCollum? Plays it long.
What a ball that is.
Micah Thomas.
What a ball that is.
Gets to that ball. Plays it across the front. Adriano can't get his foot to it. As Bourne steps in at the last second, deflects it. Utesh clears for Florida Roots SC. Another opportunity for the Armada to get a third.
By the way, McCallum's just put an absolute worldie ball in there. Half volley into space. Micah Thomas on the end of it. Angus Taylor really looked like he got himself on the right side. Oh.
There's Adedevo who takes out Adriano.
He might be in trouble here. Has he not been booked already?
He is not. It's going to be a yellow card for Adedevo, the first half substitute, who was beat with pace by Adriano and cynically clipped him as he ran by him.
It's a bad tackle. It's a bad tackle. Definitely warranting a yellow card. Could have even been more.
Yeah, there's zero attempt to play the ball there by Adedevo. Yeah, I think he's lucky to escape with a yellow.
It's high up on his leg. All right. But another opportunity now for the Armada to be able to put something in that dangerous area and behind this back four.
First half injury time here as the Armada look to put a third on the board. It's going to be McCallum who takes it as play resumes. Here's the free kick played long. The ref had not blown his whistle yet. Wants that ball replaced and retaken.
Doing McCallum a favor because no one was getting on the end of that one.
Wasn't his best effort. So he's going to get a redo right here. It's good news for the Armada. Here's McCallum looking for that penalty spot.
Oh.
Looks like Adedevo got a head to it. He's going to head it out, and that's going to be the end of the first half. First half in the books here at Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida here in Jacksonville. Jacksonville Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 0. JJ and I will be back in a few moments with some thoughts on the first half.
I live my life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big Cordo website.
Whoa, I'm going to stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a HomeValue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
HomeValue.com.
In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing and stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerages capitalize on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited for its agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor, at the top of a recruiting downline, before the company's gone public, before the market is saturated. Now imagine what your boat's gonna look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you could earn. Just imagine.
Welcome back to Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida here in Jacksonville. It's halftime. Jacksonville Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 0. This game on paper looked like a game that Jacksonville should have the upper hand in. Florida Roots 0-7 this year, haven't won a game yet. They're coming in on the road against the Jacksonville team who has been playing better as of late. Got to win Wednesday against a tough and determined Tallahassee team. But there were some changes in the lineup this evening. And the question was, would these young guys take advantage of the opportunities that had been presented to them, JJ? And I think first half, they showed that they were ready, willing, and able as they come into the half with a 2-0 lead.
Absolutely, yeah. Angus Taylor, Tyler Richardson, just to name a few. Linus Dahl in the middle as well has impressed me with his, steady Eddie in there, but when given the opportunity, yeah, I'm able to get in that final third, break pressure, skip a line, get on the next one, and be able to get shots off. And he's been unlucky with one that I thought the goalkeeper got a touch on, but no, it actually did come off the bar just from the shot. second effort. He's been able to get in good areas, little layoffs in there as well, in and around the box. He's been fantastic. So yeah, a couple of the fringe players have been able to come in, make a huge impact. Later on in that second half, they've just kept that momentum and kept flowing with it. Now going into the second half, can you sustain it? Can you put yourself in a position of where you can go to the next game and have an opportunity to play? I think they're in with a shout with their first half performance there.
You know, any one of these games coming up towards the end of the season are really, really important with how close the standings are in the NPSL's Gulf Coast Conference. With their victory on Wednesday night, the Armada tied the New Orleans Jesters for second place in the conference, as both sit 3 points behind the conference leaders, Southern States SC. The Armada also were able to extend the gap between themselves and fifth place, currently occupied by Pensacola, who sit 3 points behind both New Orleans and Jacksonville, and 2 behind Tallahassee, who's in fourth place. The top 4 teams make the NPSL conference playoffs at the end of the season, and so obviously trying to distance yourself from that fifth place position while still trying to excel in winning the Gulf Coast Conference title is the position that the Armada find themselves in this evening. Huge game tonight between New Orleans and Tallahassee as well. So we're, obviously here to take care of business against Florida Roots, but there's got to be a little bit of scoreboard watching going on as to see how that game sorts out. Southern States is idle tonight, and therefore you're going to see New Orleans and Jacksonville play their game in hand this evening. So by the end of tonight, we'll know kind of how this rest of the season sets up with 3 games left for the Armada and what they're going to have to do to end up either A, winning the conference title, B, getting to the playoffs, or C, try to figure out a way to distance themselves from that fifth place position, which nobody really wants, and obviously being eliminated from the playoffs. So you look at some of the teams in this conference, specifically Southern States. Those last 3 games that the Armada are going to have to play, 2 of them are on the road. And the third one, the home game, is no gimme. You're playing New Orleans, who's coming into town off of a victory against you in the last time that you guys saw them in New Orleans. So with New Orleans coming in and then Pensacola, who sits in fifth, but they're only 3 points behind us, that game is going to be difficult on the road down on the Panhandle. And then obviously the last game of the season, as it's been the last couple, has been pretty much the ultimate decider. And that's at Southern States on the last day of the regular season for the Armada to eventually, three-peat as Gulf Coast Conference champions.
I mean, that's going to be the goal. That's going to be the goal. I don't think they're looking at anything else right now. Gaining momentum, 3 points. They want to win the league. They want to make another impactful season happen and be able to be seen on that scope as the top team in our region.
It is the expectation now after the last couple of seasons.
Absolutely.
Coach Tommy Krzanovich has done a fantastic job in molding this team into kind of what is the Gulf Coast Conference power. And with the start that the Armada got off to this year, there were a couple of chinks in that armor where you started to see maybe some of these guys in the conference thinking, hey, this may be a chance to get these guys. And the Armada have come storming back and have put themselves in a really good position. With a win tonight, they'll be tied with Southern States for the top spot in the conference at a minimum. And if New Orleans wins tonight, it's going to be a 3-way tie at the top. So you're looking at a situation here for Jacksonville where high expectations are being met now on the field as these guys have kind of taken this early season difficulty. They've kind of taken it by the reins and are now playing a lot better as the season continues to progress.
Absolutely. They've responded so well. Like you said, rocky start to it. But they were able to, maintain, and it is all about sustainability. It's difficult when you've got a group of players that you're having to, build with, group together, try to make something happen, and that's exactly what Tommy's been able to do year after year. He's been able to, and obviously Nathan, part of it also, to have that culture when players are coming in, that they're able to grab hold of that and be able to just go out and perform with the backing of the management team that the club has here. These boys have been able to do it this season again.
So when you look at Jacksonville and you look at Tommy K and you look at Nathan and you look at their ability to bring in talent, that's one of the toughest things about the NPSL is it's really kind of a college summer league in a lot of ways, where these guys are coming into town, some local, but others, coming into town from other places. And Tommy K and Nate Walter have been able to mold these guys into this fantastically successful club that has dominated this region for the last couple of years. So, it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to be a part of, and it's been fun to see this. The end of this season should be kind of dynamic in nature if 3 teams are tied at the top with 3 games left to go. Our next game will be in Pensacola next Saturday night. That's June 24th. The game's going to start at 7 p.m. and take place at Shoreline Field in Gulf Breeze, Florida, just down the road from Pensacola. Our next home game at Hodges will be on Wednesday, June 28th against New Orleans, and that game's scheduled for a 7 o'clock kickoff as well. Second half coming pretty quick here. JJ and I will be back to bring you the second half action in just a few minutes.
I live my life by 2 absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big portal website.
Whoa, I'm gonna stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com.
In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing and stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps, forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerages capitalize on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited 4X agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor, at the top of a recruiting downline, before the company's gone public, before the market's saturated. Now imagine what your boat's gonna look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you could earn. Just imagine.
Mike Jenkins, Jamal Johnson back here at Hodges Stadium in North Florida. Jacksonville Armada 2, Florida Roots 0 as we are underway in the second half. 46th minute. Looks like there are no substitutions on either side for the second half as Halliday for Florida Roots takes it down the wing and plays it off of Micah Thomas. That's going to be a Florida Roots corner kick early on here in the second half. As Halliday awaits to take this kick for Florida Roots. Plays far post. Header just wide. That was Mora flying in from just outside the 18 on the back post, looking to bang that one home. Heads it just wide. It's going to be a Armada goal kick. You look at some of the corners that Florida Roots have had, and they've caused some problems for the Armada. That's really kind of where they've gotten their best chances is off those corners. Ooh. As Angus Taylor for the Armada goes airborne. Bourne already has a yellow card for Florida Roots as he took Taylor out by kind of submarining him there. Taylor went flipping over the top of him.
And that's pretty much been the name of the game. Counterattack, professional foul at the other end, referee allows it to happen. If there isn't a conversation that's had, that's when the game, really just sort of gets stretched out for a team. You start getting guys getting injured.
Here's McCallum, who is fouled by Harder. Harder doesn't think so. McCallum writhing in pain on the ground. It's going to be a free kick for the Armada from about 22, 23 yards out. Dangerous position as Jacksonville opens up the second half here with a dangerous free kick situation. I mean, I think if Bourne makes that play later on in the second half, he might be issued his walking papers there. It may be a second yellow for him. I think because it's, right after the half began and, he probably knows Bourne's on a yellow. He probably had that discussion of, I wouldn't do that again. As the Armada have 3 men, now 2 men over the ball here. It's either going to be Dahl or McCallum to take it. It's McCallum. Hits it off the crossbar. Tries to be played back in, and you're going to see offside here on the Armada.
Unbelievable attempt on goal there. McCallum's got his foot right round that there. Keeper left all ends up. Off the underside of the bar. Fantastically struck there.
That's 2 balls now that the Armada have pinged off the crossbar, off set pieces. What a wonderful strike there by McCallum.
All the 25 yards out, he's got his foot right round it.
Utesh puts it back into play for Florida Roots as they recover the loose ball. And now McCallum steps in and takes it for the Armada. McCallum attacking offensive, shoots! That one's very high over the crossbar. That will be a Florida Roots goal kick. McCallum, feeling confidence, intercepts that pass and goes in. Guys rattled the crossbar. I think that's twice for him tonight, or maybe 1 time for Dahl and 1 time for McCallum. Utesh puts it back into play for Florida Roots. Headed forward. Bowman steps in, plays it for Taylor. Taylor plays it out wide. There's Gabi Adriano. Attacking Adedevo. Gets by him, plays beautiful. Taylor through. Taylor dribbles around the keeper, plays it back for Adriano, who tries to backheel it past the keeper, and Utesh is there to collect. Throws it out wide. He's able to find McKettrick. McKettrick plays it forward. This is Halliday. Halliday now to Howard. Big man plays it down the right wing to Halliday. Halliday crosses. That ball's going to go just over the goal. That's going to be a Armada goal kick.
It really is end-to-end, right? Really is end-to-end. No team either end really putting their foot on the ball, trying to slow down. It's just all-out attacking football. Exciting game to watch for the neutral, right? But as a coach, probably pulling your hair out right now.
You see both teams getting a ton of area to operate with the ball. Here's another through ball. Here's Dahl, who has his jersey pulled. He tries to play it for Richardson. Richardson's going to get to it. Richardson tries to play it through. Ball's played out by Mora for Florida Root. And Richardson gets back to it. Here is McCallum. Plays it wide. Looking for Adriano. Headed by Adedevo. Adriano's going to get possession. He's going to run at Adedevo. Beats him towards the end line.
With ease.
Looked like he pulled him down, but the referee isn't going to give a foul there, and it's going to go out for an Armada corner kick. Be interesting to see if Adedevo got his hand and pulled back Adriano as he went around him into the box.
I think he may have.
He's a lucky man too then, because he's also on a yellow card.
He's got spun around on the outside from Gabriel Adriano. Looked like he got a hand on his shoulder, but it's nothing. I mean,
here's the corner from the Armada. Played near post. And Harder takes it for Florida Roots. McCallum tries to go in. Harder beats him and is off to the races. Here's McKettrick. Plays it towards the center. Actually, that's Bushmeister. Plays it for Harder. Shoots! Saved by Braswell. Pushes it out of bounds. That's going to be a Florida Roots corner kick. Nice counterattack by Florida Roots there. Good shot by Harder to test Braswell on the near post. Corner kick for Florida Roots.
Braswell's got down really well to it, though, just to keep it out. Fantastic stave. Good technique to just get it out of the way, not put it back into a dangerous area.
Ball played towards the center of the box. Men flying around from both teams, and McCallum tries to clear it out of bounds. It's going to be kept into play. That's Halliday. Halliday tries to cross. McCollum blocks it. It's off of Halliday. It's going to be a Armada throw-in. As Micah Thomas takes it quickly, throws it up. Here's Taylor for the Armada. Tries to keep it in and does. He's going to get around Bourne.
Oh.
Taylor's off to the races.
Confidence.
Adedevo also trying to get back. Taylor goes through. Adedevo throws a leg.
He's got nothing on the ball. He's got nothing on the ball at all.
Referee sees nothing wrong with it. Be interesting to see the replay. Here's Harder for Florida Roots.
Unbelievable there.
Here's Harder. Plays it long over the top, looking for McKettrick. Ball's headed out by Bowman. Boudon takes it for Florida Roots. Plays it wide. Micah Thomas gets to it. Plays it back, and Redmore tries to clear it. Headed forward by Dahl. Richardson turns it over. Here comes Florida Roots. There's Bushmeisters. Plays it back for Adedevo. Plays it in. That's Luchica, who hasn't played away from him before the ball is played out of bounds. Luchica is the man on the ground for Florida Roots. Another Florida Roots player down near midfield as well. As the trainers for the Armada head out. Interesting to see what the replay showed of that play in the box by Adedevo. So it looked like he just threw his leg in to try to slide and block any type of attempt to get through. And it looked like
he blocked.
He did block the guy going through. He just didn't
just
get
that.
He just didn't get the ball as Taylor.
It was it was extremely clumsy. And I mean, I've not got any idea of what the referee was even thinking there, because
And both defenders on yellows.
you just can't allow for that to happen inside the box. Yeah. He's dived in. He's literally laying on the ground. The ball's nowhere near him. Player's momentum's took him into the player. The attacking player momentum has taken it into the defender, and there's been nothing called on a yellow card.
Quinn Carper checking in for Florida Roots SC, along with number 14, Lisandro Nunez. Looks like McKettrick is going to be one to come off. Nunez looks like he'll go in for McKettrick. Carper looks like he's slotting in. Maybe for Boostmeisters. Actually, it's Boostmeister still up top there. We'll have to see where Carper slots himself in the lineup. Here is Howard playing it back for Halliday. Halliday on the run. Penzone tries to run him off. Oh. Halliday shoots. Save, Braswell. Very nice save by Braswell as he takes it off the chest and is able to collect it for the Armada. Dangerous attack there by Halliday on the right wing.
You've absolutely got to give Halliday, you know, his credit, honestly. The guy's just been non-stop working, hasn't stopped working, always willing, you know, to get himself in behind, wants the ball, and when he does get the ball, he's able to do something with it. Out of nothing almost as well. Halfway line, 1-2, brilliant little flick to find space, and then he's just an all-out attacker.
Here's Micah Thomas for Jacksonville. Plays it for Richardson. Ball's cut out by the substitute, Lisandro Nunez. It's going to be an Armada throw-in. Here's Thomas. Does have the long throw as a weapon in his arsenal. Throws it for Dahl, who plays it back to Thomas. Thomas can be whistled for the offside. Utesh did not hear the whistle for offside. Ball will be put back deep in the Florida Roots end. Correction, maybe it was a foul throw as they go to a throw-in for Florida Roots. I'm not 100% sure what happened there. The ref had his flag open on the flag up. The assistant ref had his flag up on the far side. Looking for Adriano. Ball's cleared. That was Carper who cleared it for Florida Roots. It'll go out of play, and it will be an Armada throw. Here's Bowman. Plays it for Adriano. Bowman's going to retain possession. Plays it forward. Here's Richardson. Mora pulls Richardson down from behind. Cynical foul by Mora.
Again.
Who is going to be issued a card for his troubles. The referee is going to call him over. He's already been into his pocket.
I'm sure there's just tired legs out there on the side of Florida Roots.
Now 3 of the 4 members of the Roots back line have yellow cards.
And then they've got to be able to deal with Coimbra, Vaccaro. You know, it's just going to be, you know, this last 30 minutes of the game is going to be extremely difficult unless they get some help back there.
Here is the Armada with the free kick. It's McCallum. Tries to play it out wide for Thomas. They got their signals crossed there. As Thomas started running towards the net, the ball was played behind him. That ball's going to go out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Florida Roots. 59th minute here at Hodges Stadium in Jacksonville. 2-0 Jacksonville over Florida Roots SC. Penzone plays it back to Braswell. Takes his time to play it up top. Ball's headed back by Nunez. Out of play. It's going to be an Armada throw. Thomas quickly takes it. Finds Taylor. Taylor beats one defender. Now he's got 2 more to come over to him. Tries to beat Nunez. Nunez gets some of the ball. Now we'll try to shepherd it out, and does, off of Taylor. That's going to be a Florida Roots throw-in. Here is Linus Dahl. Linus Dahl is going to be whistled for the foul on Bowden. Bowden went down hard. Gave the rebel yell. And got the whistle.
Sometimes the referees need a little bit of extra, you know, they need convincing.
Encouragement.
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see it? All right.
Bowden gets up. As the referee writes in his book.
Coimbra looks like he's getting ready to come on.
This could be a potential weather delay, as it looks like the teams are coming off the field. Still awaiting official word as to kind of what's going on as the referee walks over with the ball. As the coaches have gathered near half field. Looks like the Armada and the Roots are grabbing their gear and heading back towards the locker room. We'll get official word kind of momentarily as to what goes on, or what is going on. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is we have lightning in the area. And therefore protocols get put into play where it's, I believe, 30 minutes in terms of a delay until there is no lightning within 8 miles, 10 miles of the area. So unfortunately here at Hodges, we have now been sent into a official weather delay. 30 minutes from the last lightning strike before we can resume play. If a lightning strike again occurs, 20 minutes from now, then they start the clock over again, and it will be 30 minutes from that point as to when we can begin play. So as we enter this weather delay, JJ and I are going to take a break. We'll get the official lowdown as to what goes on, and we'll try to give you some more information when we get back from the break. As we leave you momentarily from Hodges Stadium in Jacksonville, the score is Jacksonville Armada 2 and Florida Roots SC 0. We'll be back in a few moments with an update on the weather delay.
I live my life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big corridor website.
Whoa, I'm gonna stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com.
In the world of real estate, agents are faced with a critical choice when it comes to choosing their path. Either go with a full commission brokerage with an affordable comp plan but little to no additional support, or pay much higher fees to possibly receive revenue sharing and stock but with moderate support. These are your only options. But for the very few who venture out on their own, risking everything to build their own brokerage, losing access to tools, support, and stock awards that a larger platform can provide, every agent knows that you must choose wisely, because if you decide down the road that your current brokerage option is not the right fit for your needs, you need to make the costly transition back to square one, resetting caps and forfeiting stock and revenue share. Brokerages capitalize on this fear to trap agents in a model. This is simply the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But imagine there was a better way. Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. Imagine if that brokerage offered solutions that ranged from a 100% comp plan at just $500 per file with a $5,000 cap, all the way up to an affiliate brokerage plan where agents can start and run their own independent real estate company, all while retaining support, stock, and revenue share. Imagine agents having the best buyer lead generation, CRM, and automated marketing platform to help nurture and close buyers. Imagine this brokerage platform puts agents first and focuses on real estate with great training, support, and culture. Imagine if that same brokerage platform recruited Forex agents with thousands of dollars in marketing after every transaction they closed at no additional cost to the agent. How many more agents could that platform reach? How large could it be? Imagine how much the stock could be worth. Imagine if this auto-recruit system included digital marketing, direct mail, email, retargeting, and was all powered by an AI automation engine, all working together so contacts proactively reach out and ask about the opportunity to join. Imagine if agents could earn up to 7 levels of revenue share and stock grants on the agents that the platform recruited for them. Imagine how much revenue share agents could earn, how many customers it could serve. Imagine if this brokerage encouraged its agents to build local relationships for mortgage, title, and other services to make sure their clients get the best service. How many more transactions would they close? How large could that platform grow? Can you imagine the stock value now? Imagine having the flexibility to run your entire business from the palm of your hand so that you can maximize your most valuable asset, your time. Imagine getting in on the ground floor, at the top of a recruiting downline, before the company's gone public, before the market's saturated. Now imagine what your boat's gonna look like. No, a little bigger. There you go. Imagine if those recruiting efforts and stock awards could provide for the agent in life after real estate and ensure a successful retirement. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you could earn. Just imagine.
Mike Jenkins, Jamal Johnson back with you here at Hodges Stadium in Jacksonville. Jacksonville Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 0. We are in the midst of a weather delay here, which looks like it's going to be lifted within a couple of minutes as the teams start to come back out and warm up. Brief warm up, usually about 5 minutes or so, and then they will get on with it. We are in the second half. There is about 29 minutes left in regulation time. Obviously, additional injury time after that. The hope is that the weather will hold off long enough to where we can finish this one this evening. But as the league rules have it, if there is a lightning strike within 6 miles of the stadium, then the game has to be temporarily delayed for 30 minutes. And every other subsequent lightning strike that happens, you restart that clock, and the 30 minutes begins again. So let's hope for a lightning-free next 45 minutes or so we can finish this one off, hopefully, with a Armada victory as they find themselves up 2 goals. JJ, we've seen quite a display tonight of soccer up and down the field, both sides with opportunities. But it was Jacksonville and Angus Taylor who have kind of led the way. Taylor with a brace, both goals in the first half, giving Jacksonville the 2-0 lead.
No, yeah, he's had a huge impact on the group. Obviously, in his last game, he's got himself on the score sheet. He's done the same again tonight. And something that you touched on, with goals comes that confidence to be able to put yourself in those positions. And now, we get a free kick 20 yards out. He's the one stepping over the ball because he wants to improve. He wants to push forward, and that's what you need, especially at this time of the season. Is those moments of where players have built confidence and are willing to step up and be counted in this time of the year.
Cam Braswell, the keeper for the Armada tonight, has had to make a couple of nice saves to keep this 2-0 scoreline intact. The Armada have also hit the crossbar twice, one time in the first half, one time in the second half, off of free kicks that could have put this one out of reach for Florida Roots. But as we sit now, as the Armada start to come back out to play, it is 2-0 Jacksonville. A couple of injury notes that we will make you guys aware of as we progress through this NPSL season and guys are banged up. There are 4 absences for the Armada tonight via injury. Savio Palushi's out another 1 to 2 weeks with a knee-related issue. Luke Granitor out for another 1 to 2 weeks with a foot-related issue. Donat Juhaj, who was in the lineup on Wednesday and played some significant minutes in the second half, he's out day-to-day with a leg injury. And the big one is Pierce Almoberti, who hurt his ACL, tore his ACL. He's done for the rest of the season. So that is your Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Clinic injury update. We weren't able to get to that before the game, and now obviously just reminding you we have a little bit of time on our hands. Unfortunately, I think I just saw some lightning in the distance. Still haven't got the
Don't tell anyone.
Still haven't got the UNF squash the game message yet. So we're hoping that lightning is way in the distance and stays out there so that we can get going again. JJ, as we come to the conclusion of this NPSL season, as we talked about at halftime, there's the possibility of a 3-way tie for first after this evening if results hold up here and New Orleans is able to take a victory against Pensacola, which is to be expected. Against Tallahassee, which is to be expected. New Orleans has the better record, even though I think that game will be tough. I was impressed by Tallahassee the other night. Wednesday night, they came in on the road in a tough place to play, and they were dogged and determined. And when they went down 2-0, they didn't put their heads down. They weren't dejected. They kept coming and coming and coming, and they very easily could have walked out of here with a draw. The Armada were pretty, I don't want to say lucky, but I'll say fortunate to walk out of here with all 3 points in a very important game. So, and you got 4 really good teams this year in the Gulf Coast Conference. We know about Southern States and what they put out every year, but New Orleans is good, is they've beat the Armada already this season, and Tallahassee is good. Even though the Armada have taken 4 points off them, they're getting results. They beat Southern States. They've taken points off New Orleans already this season. So I really think this is going to be kind of a 4-way dogfight to the end of the season, JJ.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's something that they're prepping for. They have been. You know, it's difficult to sort of go and travel. And I don't know whether, you know, people know much about the travels, you know, situation for clubs in the NPSL. But you sometimes have, you know, a 10-hour journey that sometimes turns into 12. Little bit of traffic hits, and you're on the bus, trying to get yourself from one end of the state to the other, and that plays a huge part in performances. It plays a huge part in being able to keep players involved and engaged, and you know, it's something that you battle with throughout the season. But you know, with that being said, this team is capable, and if it was to go to that sort of that standoff of where teams are around that top end of the table, just like tonight, new players coming in, second game in a week, they're able to pick up points, and that's exactly what, you know, Coach Krasanovic and, you know, Nate Walter have the expectation of players coming into this team that are selected. There is an expectation that comes with wearing that shirt. You need to be able to be on a consistent level, performing, whether it's training, whether it's traveling 12 hours on a bus. Guys are stepping in off the bench, guys are stepping in that have been outside of the squad, and you're able to perform, and that's pretty much where they're at right now. And you know, it is a long old season. It's a short season, but with everything that it comes with, it turns into a very long season. But these players are more than capable of being able to withstand a little tussle for the top spot.
Just got a update from that Tallahassee-New Orleans game. It's 2-2 at halftime there. Sheldon Green with the brace for New Orleans, and Dowling and Padilla with the goals from Tallahassee. Dogfight again, as I said earlier, between those two teams, looking to try to secure 3 points. Tallahassee, again, trying to distance himself more from 5th place, and Pensacola, who's been playing better soccer as of late. So, again, it's exciting. I think it's exciting. Every game means something down the stretch, and the Armada need to take it very seriously this next 30 minutes because they need these 3 points badly. Whoever is going to drop points to Florida Roots probably will not win the conference title, and that's pretty much, unfortunately, kind of the way that it is. Once again, Mike Jenkins, Jamal Johnson from Hodges Stadium on the campus of the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. We are in the middle of a weather delay as the teams have now come back onto the field and are warming up, as we kind of see flashes of lightning in the distance as the refs are looking at each other and are waiting to try to get this one back underway. Scores 2-0 Jacksonville. 62nd minute is where we will begin this game again, and hopefully be able to see this one through to its conclusion.
Go on, Angus Taylor. Get yourself in the lights, mate. 3 goals on the scoreboard. That's what I want to see from you.
So as we look ahead, 3 games left after tonight. One of them's at Hodges. That's New Orleans at home. 2 of them away. Pensacola, as I said, been playing better soccer, and then the usual title decider the last 2 seasons it has been. That's Southern States at Southern States in Mississippi at the end of the season. That's the last game of the regular season for the Armada. As the referees blow their whistle, and it looks like we are about to get underway again. It looks like the Armada will have some changes opening up after this weather delay. Looks like on the wings, Eduardo Coimbra and Giancarlo Vaccaro are going to check in. These are 2 very talented offensive players for the Armada that have just come onto the pitch, especially with Florida Roots' 3 of their 4 defenders having yellow cards. This could be something that could be very interesting throughout the rest of this contest. Looks like Richardson, it makes way. Looks like Angus Taylor makes way.
So no, we're not going to see a hat trick from Angus Taylor tonight, unfortunately.
As Coimbra looks like he's going to slot himself in the center, and Adriano's going to stay out on the wing. Looking for other changes if we see any. Redmore. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other changes on the field as of now. Oh, one more. Looks like Tunbridge has come into the game in the center of the midfield, and it looks like Dahl has made way for Tunbridge. So 3 of the kind of major contributors to the Armada this season are now on the pitch to try to see this one out for Jacksonville. As Adriano gets a nice feed from Coimbra, and he's on the attack right away. Crosses it! Nice play by Utesh, and cleared by Bourne before the Armada can get to the rebound. Armada straight after it. Micah Thomas dribbles it off of his own feet and out of bounds after he was pushed by Nunez, but no whistle. That's going to be a Florida Roots throw-in.
Talk about impact.
I mean, right away. I mean, you saw the skill levels of 2 of those substitutes. I mean, it is fast, one-touch passing where these guys have played together now for a number of seasons and know exactly where they're going to be. Now you got 3 really skilled guys up top for the Armada who also bring a ton of speed to the mix. Foul by the Armada results in a Roots free kick, as it looks like Mora is going to come over and take it for Florida Roots. Plays it forward. That was intended for Howard. He heads it through, and now we have Carper. Carper crosses it. Headed out by Penzone, headed forward by McCollum, but only as far as Boudon. Boudon puts it out wide to Nunez. Nunez crosses it, looking for a attacking player, can't find him. Cut out by Penzone. Here comes the Armada as Tunbridge tries to play Adriano long, and it's knocked down there by Bourne. Here is Vaccaro. Vaccaro against Nunez. Mora, excuse me. Vaccaro tries to beat him with pace, and all Mora can do is catch up and try to play it out over the end line. That's going to be an Armada corner kick. Wednesday night, Vaccaro was getting space on that side of the field, and he was in full attack mode. Every time he got the ball, he was running at his left back that was trying to play him, and it was ferocious in terms of his attack on Wednesday night, and he was running circles around the defense. It's got to be tough for these guys who've already played 60 minutes to see a guy like that come off the bench and run at him right away. Here's McCallum to take the corner for Jacksonville. Plays it short, cleared out by Florida Roots. Penzone tries to play it and misses, and here comes Florida Roots on the counter. This is Halliday. Halliday plays it for Boudon. Boudon plays it out wide. This is Bushmeister. Bushmeister goes by Reynolds, and Adriano comes back and clears it out of play over the end line. That's going to be a Florida Roots corner kick. Nice play by Reynolds to try to stop that attack, and nice play by Adriano to check back and play that out of play, killing off any danger. Here's the corner for Florida Roots. As everybody piled into the goal mouth. It's flicked forward by Harder, or at least attempted to be flicked forward before it goes out of play. And that's going to be a Armada goal kick. Crisis averted as Braswell looks to put it in play and put it in play quickly. I want to point out Gavin Penzone tonight. He's had a very nice game, stepping in for Miles Shanley in the heart of defense. Penzone, 18-year-old Ponte Vedra High School graduate, Holy Cross University commit, JFC U-19 MLS Next player as well. This is his second year with the team as we see Coimbra on the attack. Coimbra's got Vaccaro in the middle, plays it for Thomas. Thomas, what a save by Utesh. Thomas with the ability to put this one out of reach. And Utesh comes up with another big save for Florida Roots.
Those are the type of chances that you do not want to come back and bite you. Absolutely fantastic ball from Coimbra. Just seemed to put it right on a plate for Micah Thomas coming in at the back post. Just not able to take his opportunity there, though. The goalkeeper spread himself well, but still a chance that you feel he should be putting away.
Here's Adriano with a corner. Utesh comes and punches it out. Boudon plays it for Florida Roots. Tunbridge tries to step in and can't. Played out quickly by Florida Roots. That's Harder. Tries to play it out wide. And Penzone comes out and makes a nice play. As I was saying about Penzone, second year with the Armada's U-23 team. He's been very good tonight for Jacksonville. Here's Harder. Crosses in the center. That one's going to be off Bowman, who comes over to put out a fire as Florida Roots continues to put pressure on the Jacksonville back three.
And he has had a fantastic night. He's a player also, again, that is growing in confidence and, building that stature. And Tommy, to be able to put him in at that central role is really saying a lot about the young lad's character, right? You could put him in on the right-hand side of the three to give him more of an opportunity to learn, but he must have that commanding, personality that he is able to control it back there.
Here's the corner from Florida Roots. Plays it towards the back post. Multiple people getting up trying to head it. Shot by Bushmeisters. He's going to put it over the top. Yeah, I mean, Miles Shanley was fantastic there on Wednesday. That was the best game I've ever seen Miles Shanley play. And when I saw him not on the lineup for tonight, I was wondering who was going to step in and fill those shoes. And Penzone has done a very, very nice job tonight, being kind of that fireman at the back for the Armada, trying to put out some of those dangerous opportunities. Here's Penzone. Looks forward and finds Coimbra.
Another good entry pass.
Coimbra dispossessed by Bourne there as he plays it out of play. It'll be Armada throwing.
And I say an entry pass, weak foot, breaking pressure, breaking lines. That's what you want from a centre-half, especially if, he's got the capability to play in that central role. It's a massive, massive plus for him going into his collegiate career.
Headed forward here by Florida Roots, and Redmore plays it out. Bushmeister's going to control it. Tax Reynolds beats him. Here's Bushmeisters.
Oh.
Beats another one. Shoots!
What a
goal! Florida Roots.
What a goal that is.
Ricards Bushmeisters in the 68th minute puts Florida Roots on the board with a dazzling individual display, beating multiple Armada defenders before slotting it past the keeper Braswell. For all those folks out there who are watching online who are hoping the Armada would see this out, 3, 4, 5 chances going by the wayside throughout this game, including a couple off the crossbar, and all of a sudden we have ourselves a game here at Hodges. 2-1 Armada over Florida Roots SC.
And it's just what we were saying. These are the chances that you don't want to come back and bite you. And now with just over 20 minutes to go against a team that you should be, effectively beating now at least 4 or 5 worldy chances that they've had in front of goal that they just haven't been able to square away.
Tunbridge looks forward and is intercepted. Here's Bushmeisters. He plays it for Harder. There's Tunbridge stepping in, continuing his run. Eventually going to be played out of play, and it's going to be a Roots throw-in.
Last thing Armada want is for this to turn into a dogfight.
Here's Nunez. Plays it forward. Goes all the way back to Penzone. Penzone looking up the field. He's going to continue with possession. Going to dribble it past a couple of defenders. Plays it out for Adriano. Back to Bowman. Here's Reynolds. Tunbridge. Playing it long and over the top. Looking for Micah Thomas. Assistant referee's flag goes up on the far side. It's going to be offsides on the Armada. Again, razor thin there in terms of how offside he was.
But you are looking down the line. You're on the last line of defense as a wide man going in.
Yep.
And you should be looking down that line just to see and make sure that you're onside, especially in these moments now. Those are the opportunities.
71st minute here at Hodges Stadium in Jacksonville. Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 1. Ball played long and over the top. Halliday tries to get onto it and can't. Redmore beats him to it. Cleared out by McCallum. Played long. Here is Vaccaro trying to get on the end of it. Gets ahead to it. Jumps into the keeper. Keeper goes down. Vaccaro still down. As the keeper has some choice words for Vaccaro. As Vaccaro jumps in trying to get that ball. Looks like they may have banged heads. Great hustle by Vaccaro, who's on a full 40-yard sprint to try to get to that ball before the keeper. May have some blood coming out of Vaccaro here as the trainers are looking pretty seriously at another substitution.
It's a brave one, but it's one where you've got to go in protecting yourself, and the goalkeeper's going to do that twice as much whilst he's outside of the area.
The Armada looked to have 2 potential substitutions ready to come in. On the bench were Nick Herb, who's standing in midfield, looking to potentially enter the game, and now Coach Tommy Krzanovich has to figure out if he's got to get Vaccaro out of there. Maybe a different substitution to make. On the bench for the Armada, still left, you have Herb, you have Joe Spencer, you have Alex Smith. Spencer and Smith are defenders. Herb can play multiple positions. So as he looks to check into the game, as they still tend to Vaccaro. Herb also can play defense. He can play in the midfield. 19-year-old from Ponte Vedra Beach. Again, another returning player. This is his second year with the team. Got some limited playing time last year. He is the U-19 captain for JFC's team. And he's a High Point commit. Made 8 appearances with High Point last year. So Herb, experienced player, looking to come on here. It may be for Vaccaro as the trainers still tend to him. It'll be interesting to see how the Armada slot their lineup based on who gets substituted here. You can see somebody like a Herb come in and maybe a Micah Thomas gets slotted a little bit further up the field. It'll be interesting to see where they go with this. As trainers still tending to Giancarlo Vaccaro. Looks like he's going to be the player to come off. Herb's going to be the player to come on. Hope all is well with Vaccaro and that this isn't anything serious. I think we may have some blood. He may have cut himself as he jumped into the keeper, Utesh, for Florida Roots SC. So Herb will come on. Looks like he's going over to the far side to play defense. Looks like the Armada are kind of resorting to a back 4 here. You got Redmore back there. You got Penzone back there. You got Reynolds still back there. Now you got Herb back there. Utesh puts it back in play for Florida Roots SC. Tunbridge wins that header, but it goes to Baudon.
Tackle.
Adriano plays it for Tunbridge. Tunbridge gets there. Loose touch. It's a scramble. Eventually cleared out by Penzone as he looks for Micah Thomas. Thomas got too much pace. Plays it across. Dribbled in front. Utesh comes up with it as Bowman was trying to get it out of his feet. Bowman, another opportunity to potentially poke one in for the Armada. And Utesh is there with the save. Great run by Thomas. Yeah, great run by Thomas to get to that ball.
I mean, he showed extraordinary pace to get in. Put the ball in the right area. And there's just no urgency to get on the end of something. I mean, you've got to get your body in front. Get somewhere. Get yourself in a position where you can get a positive touch on the ball and put your team in front.
Foul on Nunez there for Florida Roots, and Tunbridge puts it back into play. Penzone tries to chip it looking for Coimbra. Headed out by Bourne for Florida Roots. Thomas, Tunbridge. Redmore plays it all the way back to the keeper, Braswell. Looks to play it to Adriano. Does, but it's off his chest and turned over. Baudon gets it back. Checked by McCallum. Loses it to McCallum, who uses his body well, takes possession. Harder comes in and fouls McCallum. It's going to be a free kick for Jacksonville.
He's had a very good game, I feel.
Florida Roots are not very happy about that call.
Just looks very athletic, you know, strong in the tackle, able to make good decisions on the ball. Always wants to take a positive touch to go forward, you know.
Here's Baudon. Plays it out wide. Here's Nunez. Florida Roots looking for an equalizer. Back to Nunez, looking far post. Headed out by Herb. As far as Harder, plays it back for Boudon. Boudon tries to play it out wide and does. This is Carper. Or Bushmeisters plays it for Carper. Here's Carper. Plays it across. That's Nunez. Dispossessed by Thomas. Tunbridge clears. Here's Coimbra. Coimbra immediately approached by 2 Florida Roots players. Plays it back for Adriano, and things begin to settle down for the Armada. Play back to Redmore. To Penzone. Florida Roots looking to press a little bit higher up the field now in this 1-goal game. Turnover. Harder steps in, takes it away from Bowman. Herb plays it for Tunbridge. Tunbridge sidesteps Harder. Plays it out wide. Here's Herb. Bowman. Looking for Adriano, who can't get there. Bourne's going to beat him to it. Plays it out wide. Bushmeisters. Plays it over the top, but it's only played as far as Bowman. Bowman to Coimbra, who tries to touch it back for McCollum. Can't get it to him. Liam Kearns is checked in for Florida Roots. We must have missed that sub on the injury component. Kearns, number 20, checks in for Florida Roots. Micah Thomas chests it down, being pressured from behind. That's Holiday. It's going to go back to Braswell. He's going to collect. 78th minute here in Jacksonville. Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 1.
Such a vast space in between the front line and the back line. You know, moving up and down, they're covering so much ground. Now, getting into the later stages of the game, you're seeing tired legs.
Here's Micah Thomas.
Not Micah Thomas, though.
Carrying the ball through multiple lines. Loses it. Can't control it, and it's picked up by Florida Roots SC. That's Boudon. He's been all over the place for Florida Roots SC this evening. Here's Mora. Nunez. Here's Harder. Harder in the center of the field, looking long and over the top. He's got a man. The referee, the assistant referee, puts his flag up for an offside. Lucky for the Armada, because either he was in or that was a foul on Herb, who came back to try to take it away from Quinn Carper, who had broken into the box. Millimeters offside, maybe, for Florida Roots. Fortunate for the Armada.
Yeah, I think the linesman's made a good decision.
Oh. Crack me up. Here's Reynolds. Finds Coimbra. Looking for Adriano. Adriano trying to beat Mora, and does. Mora, excellent defense, gets a foot in there and pushes it over the end line. That's going to be an Armada corner. Adriano trying to get to that ball. Mora outstretches his foot, taps it over the end line. Nice play by the Florida Roots SC defender.
Lovely little reverse pass, though, through from Coimbra. Just love the way that he's able to turn in those tight areas and be able to find passes. It's a real talent.
He has been one of the Armada's best players over the past couple of seasons. Wonderful kid. 24-year-old who plays at Goldie Beacom College in Delaware. The Armada try to play it out to the far post, but the referee sees a foul in the box. Gives Florida Roots the free kick. He's played 50 games up at Goldie Beacom. Has 30 points, 13 goals, 17 assists. He was all CACC. He went to Oral Roberts for a year and now is back at Goldie Beacom. His third year with the Armada, and he's the leading goal scorer for the Armada franchise that still plays for us. 10 goals that he has for the Armada. You can't underestimate how important he is. When the Armada have everything going for them, he usually is at the center of it. Coimbra is a true talent, and I'm surprised that bigger schools, D1 schools, really haven't taken an opportunity to try to get him in with all the new transfer-related rules that are in play. Here's Tunbridge. Finds Adriano, loose touch. Florida Roots is going to take possession, and Adriano's going to foul. Number 17, that's Halliday, who's also had a good game for Florida Roots. He's been all over the field for them as well. Florida Roots trailing by 1, looking to try to equalize this as Harder takes it for Florida Roots. Tamora plays it over the top. Looking for Howard. Penzone uses his body well, shielding off Howard, and Braswell collects for the Armada. '82nd minute. Jacksonville looks to see this one out and try to capture all 3 points. Penzone tries to find Adriano, can't, intercepted, and then taken away by Adriano as he comes back on defense, makes a nice play. Here's Reynolds, finds Tunbridge. Tunbridge looking through, looking for Thomas, who's trying to make a run down the line. Too far for him. That ball will go out of play deep in the Florida Roots end for a Florida Roots throw-in. Not many guys left on the bench for either team here as we get into these latter minutes. For the Armada, Joe Spencer, Alex Smith, 2 defenders, the only 2 left on the bench. Play starts to get chippy between the teams on the field. Here is Harder, plays it forward. It's Boudon. Tries to play it out wide, intercepted by Herb. Here is Coimbra, one-on-one on Bourne, who's on a yellow.
Oh.
Beats Bourne, but what you ended up seeing was the Armada gave it up as Kearns came back and took it away, and then McCollum's going to be whistled for a foul as Boudon took possession for Florida Roots. Free kick for Florida Roots. Utesh looks to put it back in play, sends it long. Howard chests it down. Harder plays it long over the top. Braswell's going to try to get there and does, and he's bumped.
That's got to be a booking. You just can't do that.
While he's in the air.
It's a little bit of frustration, I think, there.
That's Halliday. Didn't look like he was making much of an attempt on the ball. He ends up being cautioned for his troubles. See, hip checked Braswell, who's still down on the field. Again, things getting a little bit chippy between the 2 teams late here. And that one was one of those that Braswell looked like he was going to have an easy play on the ball, and Halliday came in, whether it was frustration or you hit my keeper, we're going to hit your keeper type of payback. I mean, it's pretty much unwarranted and unnecessary.
Just not a smart foul. And I mean, when your team's actually in with a shout of getting a point away from home, coming a long way, right? You want everyone on the field. You want to, keep that momentum to try and get something out of the game.
And playing pretty well for the last kind of 30 minutes of this game with the weather delay we had. They came back right out the weather delay, and they put some pressure on the Armada. They got the goal, and you're now looking at 5+ minutes left of this one. Probably going to be a little bit of injury time due to the injury to Vaccaro. But Florida Roots right in this game as Braswell tries to play it out and almost gets caught in possession. Halliday came rushing in on him. Here is Redmore. Plays it long and finds Coimbra. Plays it down. Keeps possession. Steps on it. Looks forward. Is able to find
different.
Tunbridge to Thomas. Thomas in one-on-one on the keeper. Great play by Utesh to come out and collect for Florida Roots SC.
Just that final pass again from the Armada, just getting away from him, but
great play by Utesh as Bourne plays it back out to Kearns for Florida Roots. It's going to go through Bushmeisters on the far side. It's going to be an Armada throw-in.
And we've said it before, just Edu Coimbra coming into those pockets and being able to get turned, he's just a problem for any team.
Ball goes off Coimbra out of bounds. That's going to be a Florida Roots throw-in.
Commentator's curse.
Seeing some lightning flash, seeing some lightning flashes in the distance here, hoping to get this one in and over and done with before those become a problem again. Here is Florida Roots playing it forward. Herb steps in and intercepts. McCollum plays it wide. Here's Coimbra. Plays it for Herb. Herb crosses too far. Nobody waiting on that backside other than Nunez for Florida Roots, who plays it forward. Here's Halliday. Plays it back for Harder. Plays it out wide. This is Carper.
Ball.
You got Howard running on the far side. Off his chest. Ball's going to be cleared out That is Redmore hustling all the way back. It's going to be a throw-in for Florida Roots deep in the Armada end. Ball's in play. Here's Halliday. Uses his body to fend off Thomas, but dribbles it over the end line. That's going to be a Armada goal kick. Thomas Halliday have had quite a battle on that side of the field all evening long. Both guys having, key chances to potentially bury balls into the net. Both of them have been unsuccessful. Nice physical battle over there on that side of the field between the two. McCollum plays it to Erb. Erb steps forward, grab from behind. It's Bushmeisters who's whistled for the foul. A silly foul there, as you'll see the Armada kill some time before they put this one back into play. Reynolds. It's Tunbridge. Back to Reynolds. Plays it across and has Coimbra. Coimbra looks ahead. Steps on it. Plays it back. Redmore. Tunbridge. Adriano. Plays it back for Redmore. Plays it all the way across. We'll find Reynolds. Reynolds looks long. He's looking for Thomas or Adriano. As Thomas comes in and tries to take that ball away and can't. Ball's played only as far as Redmore. Redmore steps in for the Armada, plays it for Thomas. Thomas plays it for Bowman. Bowman back to Thomas with the back heel. Thomas tries to play it through, looking for Coimbra.
Oh.
The assistant referee on the far side had his flag up for offsides. Coimbra sliding in there. Whistle for the offside. It'll be a Florida Roots free kick as they put it back into play quickly. Here's Kearns. Bushmeisters tries to play it long. Herb heads it down. Bushmeister into the back of Bowman on the far side, and his whistle for the foul to be an Armada free kick. 89th minute here at Hodges Stadium in Jacksonville. Jacksonville Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 1. In a tight contest down the stretch here in a very pivotal Gulf Coast Conference matchup. Headed out by Bourne for Florida Roots. Erb plays it, looking for Tunbridge. He gets there. Tunbridge's going to shoot. High and over the crossbar. Florida Roots goal kick. Seems like some of these Armada players who are finding themselves in good position, whether it's Thomas, it's Tunbridge, it's McCollum, they're looking to pass rather than looking to shoot, and it's almost like a secondary reaction. And when they do that, they're sending the ball high and wide, not taking advantage of some of these great opportunities as Bushmeisters, again with fancy footwork, gets it up to Carper. Here's Harder. Excuse me, that's Howard who dives.
Penalty. He's giving it.
And is fouled.
He's giving it.
That's going to be a free kick, and the referee says outside the box. He's fouled outside the box. It will be a free kick and a yellow card. I think that yellow card goes to, I want to say Penzone.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, there were a couple of Armada players near him on the far side. I'll tell you a couple of things. Number one, I thought that was in the box for sure.
It looked like it was in the box.
And number two, if it was a foul, I'm pretty sure it was in the box. And number three, I'm not 100% sure who it was on due to the fact that there were 3 Armada defenders there. This is exactly the situation you didn't want to be in. Here's Bushmeisters, who has 5 goals on the season with a free kick. Tries to go near post, and sails it over the crossbar. That is a Armada goal kick and dodging a major bullet. As we approach the 90th minute and now have hit it, there's going to be 5 minutes of injury time added on here. Most of that injury time coming with the injury to Vacara. 5 minutes for the Armada to see this one out. Man, dodging bullets right there. Here's Reynolds. Plays it long. Coimbra flicks it forward. Bourne collects for Florida Roots as Bowman chases. Utesh clears it only as far as Micah Thomas, who intercepts. Looking for Coimbra on the far side. He's onside. Shoots! Right into Utesh's hands. He bobbles it and then is able to pick it up and secure it. And one of those half chances for Coimbra to try to bury this one, and he's unable to do so. Florida Roots play it back. Pass swung to the far side of the field. That is Halliday, tackled by Thomas. It's going to be a throw-in for Florida Roots. Ball played in by Bodone, collected by Braswell, as both Reynolds and Penzone were able to shield off Howard from getting to that ball. Braswell puts it back into play. Reynolds, McCollum, out wide to Erb, who keeps it in play. By one defender. Tries to play it for Bowman, can't. Intercepted. That is Kearns. Ball's played back to McCollum, who's happy to dribble it around and waste time. Here's Reynolds looking long and over the top. He's looking for Adriano. Adriano might get to that. Bourne beats him to it for Florida Roots and has to play it out of bounds. That's going to be an Armada throw-in and more time off that clock. Mind you, 5 minutes of injury time. I'd say we're about a minute and a half or 2 minutes into it. The Armada taking their time, going to throw this ball in. As Bowman goes over, the wily vet. We'll take a look at his options. Really hard. Finds Coimbra, who's able to keep it in play. Coimbra dribbles over towards the corner to Bowman. Bowman by one defender, kicks it off another. And Coimbra is able to put it back into play. Bowman almost gets kicked in the face, no whistle. Tunbridge is able to play it back to Reynolds, who's looking and finds McCollum, who's going to be whistled for the foul. It's going to be a Florida Roots free kick. They're going to put it into play quickly. They're looking long, far side of the field. Redmore comes over, bangs bodies, but Halliday is going to come out with the ball. Halliday for Florida Roots, down the right side. Cuts it back. He's going to look to cross it, tries to clip it in. Howard!
Oh, no.
Just wide. Just wide with the header. Braswell was watching that with fear in his eyes as he was heading for that far post.
Despair.
Yeah. And
there was absolutely no way of him getting anywhere close to that. Brilliant work down this right-hand side again from Halliday to find a ball in the box. And a delightful header to the back from where it came from.
And this game it hasn't needed to be this close.
It really has been a dogfight. The last 15 minutes has just been end-to-end stuff.
Here's Halliday again for Florida Roots, looking to try to equalize here and steal a point on the road. Halliday's dispossessed by Tunbridge. Here's Adriano as Halliday hustles back to try to get him. Halliday is assessed the foul there. He's not happy about it. Adriano went down, maybe a little bit easily, but again, kind of a veteran soccer play there late in injury time. You're touched, you go down. Here's Tunbridge, another substitution for the Armada. Joe Spencer is going to come onto the field, play up top. He's going to replace Adriano. Spencer will slot in up top, even though he's more of a defensive player. So they try to see this one out, and they do as the ref blows the final whistle. Final score from Hodges Stadium in Jacksonville. Jacksonville Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 1. JJ and I will be back in a few minutes to wrap this one up with our post-game show.
I live my life by two absolute truths.
Really? And what are they?
Well, the first truth is the best way to sell your home is on a big portal website.
Whoa, I'm gonna stop you right there, cowboy. That might have worked in the past, but the market's changed. Right now, you list your home like that, you might be waiting for a while. You need a robust home marketing strategy built by a homevalue.com expert. Now, that's the best way to sell your home quickly and for the best price.
Well, my life outlook has been shattered.
Well, what's the other truth you live by?
And you won't laugh?
I promise I will not laugh.
I believe rainbows are streams of dandruff left by unicorns.
Homevalue.com.
Back here at Hodges Stadium, final score, Jacksonville Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 1. Mike Jenkins, Jamal Johnson breaking it down for you as it happened. We'll start with the goals, 3 of them in total in this game. Angus Taylor opens up the scoring in the 12th minute for the Armada, getting them on the board early with a deft finish as he slots it home to make it 1-0. It's that man again, Angus Taylor in the 34th. Later in the first half, as the Armada started to take control of the game, Taylor bangs home his second for the brace in the 34th, making it 2-0 as we go into halftime. Second half starts, and as we get towards the 61st, 62nd minute, the Armada were in firm control of this game and had chances to bury this game, but we went into a weather delay as there are storms in the Jacksonville area this evening. 30-minute weather delay before the teams got back onto the field and resumed play. And when they resumed play, Florida Roots came out aggressively and were able to get on the board in the 69th minute as Ricard Bushmeisters scores his 5th of the season to put this game in jeopardy for the Armada. The Armada were in for a dogfight for the last 20 minutes as both teams had multiple opportunities to get goals in the last 20 minutes of this one. Luckily for Jacksonville, they were able to see this one out, and they win it by a score of 2-1. JJ, you look at the way this started, and you looked at the way that the Armada played the first half, and then you look at how we played up until the weather delay, and then bam, that last 30 minutes, it was like a switch flipped with Florida Roots SC, and they were all over the Armada.
Yeah, and that's every game at this level, in this state. Well, in the southern states of America, you want to say, in these summer months, you're gonna get that huge gap that appears between lines, and it's very, very difficult, and it becomes more difficult as minutes go on throughout a game to sort of close those areas of space because of the heat, because of the conditions that you're playing under. You know, and players need to be, aware of that when preparing to play in these summer leagues, that it does get difficult. You need to be fit. You need to have that endurance. And this was a clear a game that showed that.
You got a couple of Armada players who acquitted themselves pretty well tonight. They weren't in the lineup on Wednesday, but they find themselves in the lineup on Saturday. Gavin Penzone's one who stuck out to me. You know, stick him in the heart of defense. And the young man, I thought played a quality game. I thought McCallum and Linus Dahl were good in the midfield for
Agreed.
Jacksonville as well. And then obviously Taylor banging home the 2 goals. His confidence continues to build for the Armada as this season drives on. 3 games left for the Armada, 1 at home. That's against New Orleans, who had beaten the Armada in the Big Easy. And then 2 on the road. First one next week at Pensacola on the Panhandle in Gulf Breeze, Florida. Game will take place at Shoreline Field with the kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Pensacola is right in the mix. They are now 6 points behind Jacksonville, but they sit in that very important 5th place position to where obviously you don't want to get to if you're one of those top 4 teams because you don't make the playoffs. And so, Pensacola is looking at that game obviously with kind of a must-win attitude for them to kind of stay in the playoff race. The next home game at Hodges, as I said, Wednesday, June 28th against the New Orleans Jesters. Kickoff for that match is scheduled at 7, and then the all-important one at the end of the season, setting up for it again, the Armada at Southern States in Mississippi early in July. It usually is the conference decider, and it's shaping up to be that way again this season. For Jamal Johnson, I'm Mike Jenkins as we leave you tonight a little bit later than usual due to our weather delay. Final score, Jacksonville Armada 2, Florida Roots SC 1. We'll see you in a couple weeks as we play here at Hodges against New Orleans, 7 o'clock on June 28th. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening.